Hi, my name's Jan. I've been here 8 years. I started when I was 16. I've done a 5-year apprenticeship in lapidary, which is cutting and polishing precious and semi-precious gemstones. Today I'm going to show you how to cab a stone from the start to the finish. Cutting an agate here, and it's got a drop shape on it. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to saw it up, I'm going to go into the different grinders on different stages, sand it, and then I'm going to polish it. Right, this is a saw. It's got a diamond blade on it, and it's used for cutting stones. You need water to be on the blade at all times. It keeps the stone cool, and it also keeps the dust down and helps it from preventing the stone clogging up or the store clogging up. So I'm going to take off about 4 or 5 slices on the stone, just to make it a little bit easier before I start grinding it, and get rid of the excess material I've marked where I'm going to do it. And I need to wear safety goggles all the time for the chippings that will come off the blade while I'm doing it. Okay, so here goes. And that's what it now looks like. A little bit less material to grind away, and that was quite quick and easy. This is a diamond grinding wheel. This is a 180 grade grit, and on this side we have a finer one for the finishing off process. Once again, it's water fed, which keeps the dust down, and it also keeps the stone cold, preventing it from blowing up. I'm going to start off on the coarse grinder, so I'm going to get rid of the excess material. While I'm doing that, once I get the shape, I'm also going to start cabbing the stone over slowly, getting the shape, getting the angles before I do anything. Okay? Right, let's go for it. I'm just going to get rid of the back material, the excess material, which will be easier to grind it, and it'll be easier, or when I do stick it up in a minute on a stick, there'll be less material to grind away. So I'm just going to angle this sides back a little bit. And then we've got the rough outline of our stone, and it's slightly angled, which will be easier to cab it over. And in a minute, when I grind the rest of the shape, there'll be less material to grind away. Okay. And that's done. Right, I'm now going to stick the stone up onto a dop stick, which has got red setter's wax on it. So it will help me when I'm on the grinder to get the shape a little bit better. Right, this is my 15 minutes of fame. Right. This is a meth lamp, it's got methylated spirits in it, and it will just heat up the wax to a melting point. I can stick the stone to it. Getting kind of hot under these lights. Now I'm going to heat the stone up so the wax will stick to it. So that when I'm grinding it, I get an even shape and it's not wonky and going all over the place. So it's flat and central. And just gotta wait for it to cool down. And that can take about 5 minutes, so you might want to stop the camera while it cools down. Right, I've now got the stone stuck up on a stick and it's cooled down. So I'm going to coarse grinder first. I'm going to grind the shape round so I get a nice even drop shaped stone. Then once I've finished it on the coarse grinder, I'm going to go into the fine grinder just to smooth the edges off a little bit. Then I'm going to put a small little chamfered edge, a little bevel on the top edge. So if the stone was to go into a setting, it was pulled out again, it wouldn't chip the edge, it just gets that sharpness off. Okay? So firstly, we go on the coarse grinder. So the rough shape is now done. You can go on to the fine one and just smooth off the edges a little bit. That works. I don't know if you can see, but it's got a little beveled angle to it. It goes around the whole edge of the stone, and it will just prevent it from chipping when it's in a setting. So now the shape of the stone is done, we're going to go back to the bench, heat it up, take the stone off the stick, turn it over, and then we can cap the top of the stone. Now I've turned the stone over on the stick, so I've got the top facing, and I'm going to start cabbing the stone over. Once again, I'll start off on the coarse grinder until I get it to a nice even dough, then I'm going to go on to the fine grinder. So you've now got quite a nice even cabochon. I'm just going to go into the fine grinder and get rid of the finer grinding marks. So now that's done, now we're going to start sanding it. Good. So there we go, we've got a nice smoothed out stone. Now on to the next stage. This is a 20 to 40 drum sander. It just gives it a pre-polish. It's not used with water, you actually use diamond powder and oil as a liquid lubricant on it. So I'm just going to give it a little pre-polish before we do the final stage of the polishing. The stone's now got a slight shine to it, which was the pre-polish. Now we're going to go on to the final stage, which is the cerium oxide, which is the polish. This is the final stage, this is the polishing stage. It's going to make the stone nice and shiny before I dentures it. So use water to keep it all wet. It's already got the polish on it. On the wheel. This stage does get quite messy. As you can see, the stone is starting to get a nice shine to it. Have finished agate cab.